say, don't be there forever.
Yeah, I guess they will. 25th over here on this arm. I'll be damned.
It's hard to believe. Is it hard to believe?
Yes, it is.
I didn't think I'd ever see anything like that in my life.
Well, you deserve it.
Yeah. No more than the rest of them.
I think your grandchildren will like that, Ernie.
Oh, yeah.
good morning. Good morning. Yeah, good morning. What a great day. It's like we ordered up this day for this. It's great. Thank you for coming out to the dedication and the unveiling of the Greenup County's Congressional Medal of Honor Monument. And think about that a minute. The Congressional Medal of Honor, an individual has to be recognized by the Congress of the United States, and only can be, their award must be signed by the President of the United States to receive the Medal of Honor. And we in Greenup County have 2 Congressional Medal of Honor recipients, and we're very proud of that. Now, if you're going to build a Congressional Medal of Honor monument, one authorized by Congress and signed by the President, it has to be the grandest, the most unique, the most beautiful monument in all the land. And we believed that as a committee. And early on we decided when we build this monument, it's going to be one that jaws will drop and people will come from all over the country to see. And we went to Elizabethtown, Kentucky and visited this man right here, Mr. Rich Griendling. And drew it out on a piece of paper a couple of years ago and sculptured these things in clay in his bare hands and ordered the granite from Africa and did the design work on the lettering and the concrete. He did the whole job. So, Rich, could you tell us a little bit about the fun you had?
Sure.
Thank you.
It's been a real honor to do sculptures of these 2 great men. And I really was taken when I first met the group here. I was really taken by the admiration and love that I saw that Bobby Reynolds and the others in the committee had for these 2 men. It really struck me. And the more research I did, the more I admired the 2 men. It was interesting to go to the local high school here and see a display on the wall of John Collier, a painting and newspaper articles, and see that they made a point of educating the kids that came through that school each year about John. I went to Fort Knox. I live right next to Fort Knox. And I would go over there and the soldiers would ask me what I was working on, and I'd say, I'm doing a clay sculpture of Ernest West. They go, oh, Ernie, we know Ernie. So I got a real sense of the importance of these 2 men. And you might find it interesting that when I work in my studio, I basically start with a lot of plaster and clay. And as my wife would tell you, the first month or so, it's not necessarily anything real recognizable as the clay takes shape. But then it's really strange, and I don't quite know how to describe it. But there is a day when I walk in the studio, and I did Ernie first, and I'd walk in the studio and Ernie would be there. It would be the day that he seemed to come alive. And although he never talked to me, I swear sometimes he moved. It's really strange. And when people come into the studio, people would come in the studio and they wouldn't see the sculpture at first. And as soon as they see the sculpture, it's like a third person is in the room. And it's very interesting to watch. But after working on both fellows, I had them, and they became friends of mine in the studio. I'm conscious of them being with me every day. So when they left, it's really strange because you really miss them. And so it's very nice to be able to see my friends again this morning. I want to thank the group that made all this, so many people. I want to thank you all for making this possible. I worked with Bobby one-on-one, and that was great to work with. And finally, I want to thank Ernie West for being Ernie West. Thank you.
don't care, I'll say something, then I'll go hide. I want to thank you all for showing up today to show appreciation for John Collier. Most people in Greenup County never heard of him until a few years ago. And I think it one of those things that happened, he didn't live, and I did. But I knew him before he went into service. He worked at the Russell Roundhouse. And I want to thank you all for coming, and I appreciate it. Thank you, Bobby. Yes, sir. Here, that's their mother. He's my granddaughter.
Oh, in that case, no. It's accurate.